Hello crafters, it's Dawn here from Dawn's Inspirations. I said I'd share with you some of the demos I never got round to showing you on Create and Craft the other day when I was on there with the ScrapBerry's papers and products and kits. So today I wanted to show you this recipe slider card that I had all prepped for a demo on the show. So you can make it then into a card to give or just a recipe card to keep and put lots in a box. I thought it went really well with Jean's little decorated bag she's done here. She's done a lovely decorative bag using the same colours that I'd used on my card, which was really strange, and she'd done the same thing. She'd die cut and matted and layered the other jar of strawberries on, which was what I did as well. So I thought together they went really well, and inside here she's actually put, I'll just show you, a couple of little jars of jam, strawberry jam, so it makes a nice little gift. So with my recipe card, what you could do is make the strawberry jam, put in a nice jam jar, and then pop inside your little gift bag here and make the gift bag to match, so you've got a nice little card and gift all in one there. So let me go ahead and show you how I made the slider card. So I've made this originally on some coordinations. This is the whitewash card, but for the show I was going to demo showing it on the ScrapBerry's paper. This is the nice pink sort of gingham paper with the pink roses and things on it. So for this you're going to need a piece of your pattern paper or cardstock, your choice, and it's going to measure 9 inches by 6.5 inches. And then you need to pop this in your scoreboard and score at 4.25 inches on the long side and 8.5 inches on the long side. And then I did a quarter turn, and then on the short side I scored all the way down at 6 inches. I'm then going to go ahead and burnish my score lines. I'll just get my bone folder here. So just go ahead and burnish all your folds, and you'll see with scoring this ScrapBerry's paper, I've scored this and I've burnished it. I'm not getting any cracking in the paper either, which is really nice. So it just shows the quality of the paper here. The paper is 160 GSM, 180 GSM, sorry, so it's a nice good sturdy weight, and I've even used it as card bases as well, so it's perfect for that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim off. I'm just going to come in at an angle there halfway, just to that first score line, and I'm going to cut away this section here because I don't need this. So I'm just going to cut on the score line itself. And then I'm going to mitre this corner here to give a nice finish. Just going to go straight ahead and mitre that. We'll get rid of those couple of bits there. And then the next thing I do before I stick that down is I want to put a hole with my crocodile. You can use a crocodile, hole punch, whatever you choose. So I'm just going to find the central point, get my pencil. So it's 4.25. Just bring this into shot, sorry people. It's 4.25. So I'm looking at 2 1/8. So I'm just going to make a line down here so I can put my hole punch through. And then I'm using my crocodile here today, so I'm going to use the bigger hole on here, and I'm just going to come in and make a hole there in the centre. That's that all done. And then I can go ahead now and we can get this stuck down. So I'm going to use I think some double-sided tape for this. So just bring some double-sided tape in here. So you can use double-sided tape, you can use wet glue, the choice is yours. So just put that along there. So as I say, this is nice to give as a card, or it's nice also to keep make a decorative box and have it as like a recipe box cards as well. So, you know, if you're doing things for charity, you know, craft stalls for charity or fundraising, these are lovely little gifts to give out. You know, and the fact you've got your strawberry jam recipe and things on there as well makes it really ideal and perfect with summer fast approaching us now here in the UK. So I'm just going to pull that off, and then I'm going to fold this over, and then that's stuck down on there. Okay, so that gives us our little pocket. So if I didn't want to back that onto a card, it's nice and decorative. Okay, so that's the first piece. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to make the actual card that goes inside. And so for this, I've got a piece of the cardstock again, same pattern, and this is measuring 12 inches by 4 inches, and then I've done a score line at the 6-inch mark, and I'm just going to fold this over and burnish this down. So then that gives the nice double-sided pattern on each side, but then I want to glue this down, so I'm just going to go in with some wet glue this time to stick this together, because the afternoon tea paper isn't double-sided, but of course by doing this, the thickness of the paper, it's giving it the quality of cardstock. So I'll just get that glue to all come together. If it seeps out the side, it doesn't matter, this Cal-Al glue, as you know, rubs away. I know a lot of you now in the States can get it. CraftersCompanion.com, the US site, has it in stock, but I know it does sell out really quickly, so I do try to let you know as soon as it's back in stock, and the best thing is to act as quick as you can and pick some more up. So that's now all down. I'll just leave that a few minutes to take off, and then I'm going to go ahead and just decorate this front piece here on my card. So I've got another piece of the pattern paper here, but I'm just having a look to see, I might go straight in actually with the blue. I've matted and layered, I'll bring the one I originally did on here because that was on plain cardstock, but I think this time I'm going to put that straight on the top because I think that looks nice just as that is. So we'll get that stuck down. I've just rounded the edges off this time. Again, if you haven't got a corner rounder punch, it's not a problem, the choice is yours. The size of this mat I'm using here, I'll just tell you, is 3 3/4 inches by 5 1/4. So just to let you know, and then I'm just bringing that down, so I'm leaving that hole free. So just let that slide into place. I've just inked my edges around as well. I've used the Distress Ink Faded Jeans for that because that matched in nicely for me. And that's it. So I'll just let that glue take off for that. This should be a bit dry, and I've noticed I've got a little white edge on here, so I'm going to pop it in my paper trimmer just to trim that up and tidy those edges off, because I don't want any white edges. I'm going to do the same on the other side, so it's only the tiniest amount needs taking off, but it just tidies it up. I don't like things looking messy. And then I'm going to use my corner rounder, which is just a normal corner rounder, just to round the edges off, just there again to give a nice finish. This edge here just does not want to stick. Okay, so that's all my edges punched off, and then on some more of the pattern paper, this was out of the 6x6 pad, I've written on there Grandma's strawberry jam recipe and also how to make it. So you've got the ingredients, then how to make it, so we can stick that down. I'll just use some wet glue for that as well. And these mats are the same size. These are 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. So if you're wanting to know the measurements, and then just centralise that up, stick that down, and then I'm going to flip it over and put the recipe down, same size again, so 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And that's how to make the strawberry jams. This goes really well with Jean's gift bag with the strawberry jam in it. Okay, and then I need to do another hole punch in here, so line it up again. So this is now coming in at 4 because I've trimmed those sides off. Sorry, I'll bring it into so I'm just going to put a central mark again, so I can do another hole punch. So I come in with my crocodile and do a central hole punch there, and then I've got a length of ribbon. This is measuring just over 24 inches, but I'm probably not going to need all of it. And what you do to make your slider card is you feed one end of your ribbon through the envelope we've made, if you like, this piece here, and then what I tend to do is I lay it down on top of my card, so that hole is only one way through the envelope. It's only on the one side, not on the other. So lay that down, then you get your insert and pop at the top. Make sure your ribbon is lying flat, and then hold this piece tight, and then just slide that in. Okay, and then we need to feed this other end in through here. Feed that in through there, and then I'm going to feed the other end of this one through that side. Okay, so I've got two nice ends there. I'm just going to push it down and then tie a nice bow. So the bow will go on there. I'm just tying a random bow. You can use a bow maker if you wish. So just tie the bow on there, and I'm going to cut this edge off here so it matches up. So when you pull it out, it comes out on a slider, so you can see the ingredients you'll need and then how to make it. So I'm going to go ahead now and decorate the front here. So I've taken another piece of the paper, because you get enough paper here. This was out of the cut aparts part of the paper collection, and I've tied a piece of baker's twine just around the jar top, just to give it a bit more interest really. And then I'm going to attach this with some 3D foam pads. You could use your gel glue if you wish as well, not a problem, but I've got the 3D foam tabs on this all ready to go. So I'll just peel those off. Should have used some bigger ones really, but never mind. So this is just giving a bit more interest. You've got a bit of like a decoupage effect going on here. So, and these are lovely papers, this afternoon tea from ScrapBerry's. Nice summery, you know, get-togethers and birthday parties. And I'm just going to stick that on there. It's just a little bit smaller than the one that's on the paper, the cut apart, which is nice because it gives that decoupage look. And then I wanted to put Too Sweet on there, but I felt the blue on the blue didn't stand out enough. So I've cut another piece out. This says Happy Day, but I'm going to take the sentiment from this Too Sweet one. So I've already cut part of it out. And don't be afraid to do this with your paper collection. If the sentiments don't go with what you've got planned for them, you know, just change it. You know, stick something else over the top. Don't think you have to use the sentiments that are actually in the collection. So you do it to fit you. So I'm going to pop that on the top of there. So I've inked around the edge of this one. So we'll get this one stuck on with a bit of wet glue. So pop that under there. And then I'm just going to use some foam pads to stick this one on. Got some bigger ones here, so we'll stick them on with some bigger ones. There again, you could use your 3D gel. So whatever you have to hand, it just gives it a bit more dimension, having it lifted off the page, so to say. So I'm just going to stick that on top of there to give that a bit dimension. That's moving about a little bit. And then I'm going to take a couple of the pearls from the pearl collection. These are great, these pearls. You get 120 in here, which is lovely. And what I like about them as well is you get all the different sizes. So I'm going to use 2 of the big ones just to stick on there instead of brads, because I think they look prettier. So just stick those on there, and then to finish it off, I've just got some glossy accents here, and what I did was I just glossy accent this strawberry down the bottom here to make it stand out. So it just gives there again a bit more interest and contrast to what's going on your card. And as really pointed out with a lot of crafters, if you've got crafters that are, their sight isn't 100%, it's nice that they can feel all the elements of cards as well. So if you're doing cards for charity like that, you know, these are things you can think of. So that's my ScrapBerry's afternoon tea slider card done with the strawberry jam recipe inside. Now, as I say, you can leave it like that. If you're doing cards for charity and you wanted to mount it on a card, all you need to do is to get a plain card. You can put a sentiment in the middle, and all you would do is glue that to your actual card. I'm not going to do it on this one, but it's just an idea if these are things you could think of. So you could glue it onto your card and make it to a freestanding card. But I like them just as a slider card and also as a recipe card. I mean, if you're doing things for charity, I know a lot of people do, you know, you could do it as a chutney recipe or a marmalade recipe, you know, and put different pictures on the front. So you don't have to just use this paper collection, but by using different papers you get a totally different look. But this is my ScrapBerry's afternoon tea slider card, all ready to go with Jean's decorative bag with her strawberry jam inside. So I'm Dawn from Dawn's Inspirations, and this is one of the demos I never got round to showing you when I was on Create and Craft TV the other day. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and you too can make a slider card just like I have out of your ScrapBerry's afternoon tea collection. If you haven't subscribed to my website already, or my Facebook page, or my YouTube channel, please do, and then you'll be notified, you know, with new things that I'm doing and with new videos that I post. You'll get an email notification, so you'll never be able to miss anything that I do again. So thank you very much for watching, and bye bye for now.